Gentlemen, start your engine.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here on a Sunday night for the Blazing Pedals Xfinity Series presented to us by Savage Edge Graphics. And it is finally time to bring the Blazing Pedals boys back. Well, boys and girls, I should say. Right, Terry?
Yeah, boys and girls, that's for sure. And I'm glad to be back, buddy. We got, 33, 36, a bunch of races to go this season.
There is, looks like 36 drivers out here for tonight's first race there, and we got to point out that tonight is the first points-paying race of the season.
Absolutely, and points has changed. There's no more winning in, Sam. You have to finish this race. You better finish good if you want to start climbing that leaderboard to make it down into the chase at the end of the season.
And the other thing is, say, we're not doing stages either. So, and there's no more wheel spins, no more nothing. It's just going to be straight up racing, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, hold on now. Remember, road courses, we are going to spin the wheel to let.
Okay, that is true.
We get pretty well stretched out in a road course. Speaking of road courses, Sam, next Sunday we go to Sonoma already.
Yeah, the schedule itself is pretty wild, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, go follow Blazing Pedals on Facebook. Amanda does a great job keeping up over there, and you can see our schedule and everything like that for the upcoming season. But tonight, Terry, we got to focus on race one, and I put it out in the chat. You got to get those picks in because, as you said, no more winning in. Who's going to start this season off strong?
I've been sitting there watching these guys practice, Sam, and, Brad Collins, Corey Sherman, Andy Polisky, Casey Campbell, those guys, along with David Deuthwaite and Case, I already said that, Brad Collins, a few of these others, but they got some fast times out here tonight.
So, Terry, do you have a pick for tonight?
Well, I didn't see if he's in here yet or not. Yes, I do. I am going with the 55, Paul Ellison, tonight.
All right, so Terry going with old Silky out there tonight.
How about you, bud?
I'm going with an underdog, Terry. I mean, I'm going with Amanda Sherman. I think she's got it in her tonight to win this race.
So you know what? I just thought of something. We have not done this the whole season, so let's do this for the staff. I'll talk to you off the air about it.
All right. Well, that being said, Terry, I'm getting word right now. It's time to head down trackside for pre-race ceremony. So everybody, if you could please rise and remove your hats for tonight's national anthem. And thank you very much, Joshua Rutherford, for a great rendition of our national anthem. Everybody, please go check out Mullet Music Productions on YouTube. Josh is kind enough to provide us with the national anthem and all kinds of music here for True Sim Productions. Drivers are in the qualifying right now. And Terry, who do you got here for qualifying? We got almost a little under 9 minutes here, a little under 10 minutes. Cody Gibson is who we're looking at right now out on track, but who do you got here to take the pole?
Oh, boy. You know what? We saw a lot of stuff last night in that charity race. I believe, who was it got the pole last night? Yeah, he was fast. I think it was Walker, Jamie Walker in that 88 car.
It was
so
Walker.
Kind of watch him.
Well, just like we saw last night in the charity race, I mean, these drivers are going to go out. They're going to take their out lap up against the wall. They're going to take their first lap up against the wall, try and build as much momentum as they can, and then they're going to run the very bottom of the racetrack for their second lap. Right now, no time's being scored just yet, but there are a bunch of drivers out on track. Right now, we're taking a look at the number 7 of Cody Gibson.
Cody Gibson still on that high line, basically on his out lap right now, Sam. So let's see what happens here. I mean, we got a bunch of drivers in here tonight.
We do. We have, I think I said, what did I say? About 35, 36 drivers out here this evening?
I believe so. That's what I'm trying to find myself.
And that's why it's going to be interesting, everybody. I mean, we have basically almost a full NASCAR field here tonight at Daytona for the Blazing Pedals Xfinity Series. And they're going to run this race completely straight up.
Yeah, again, no more stages. And a couple things this season, we're still going using the MFRD front row award. So our pole sitter and outside pole sitter will get a bonus money-wise at the end of the season. Along with Sam, TSP, we put some money in there for them at a halfway point. So the leader at the halfway point will also receive money at the end of the year.
While we were talking, Terry, your pick, Paul Ellison, just goes top of the board with a 50.83. Looks like my pick currently sitting in 8th position on her second lap, though.
Yeah, Paul Ellison, he's actually on his second lap also. Maybe Paul Ellison get a little bit as Cody Gibson goes to the top of the board.
Well, that completes Cody Gibson's qualifying run as Dalton Kilroe just knocks Cody Gibson off. Dalton Kilroe runs a 50.74 in that number 41 MF Racing Design Chevy Camaro.
In practice, Sam, I was watching some of the draft times, and we was hitting 46s and 47s. So, these guys can gain, 2-3 seconds just in a draft.
Amanda Sherman just finished up her qualifying run. She jumped up to 5th, then got bumped down to 7th. Let's see who else is out there. Ty Morosco just finished up 9th on the board right now. Kyle, the Wild Man Wellman, goes 4th fastest. Who else we got going out there? Chris Carroll's on his second lap right now, Terry. He's going down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. And as we said it, ladies and gentlemen, you see him on the bottom side of the racetrack, hugging that yellow line. Oh, how about that, Terry? Newcomer Larry Bell in the number 43 goes to provisional pole with a 50.71. And as I say that, Chris Carroll just knocks him off. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, old Doc out there again, in 5th position right now, just finished up his qualifying run. Great lap by Chris Carroll of 50.70.
Chris Carroll using a little bit of the bottom of that part of that apron there and getting that time in there. So I don't believe there's nothing against that at all, but that's a little dangerous doing that.
So we got about 5 minutes left to go here in qualifying. Let's see if there's anybody else out on track. Looks like Rick Thompson just finished up his run, 14th on the board, 50.78.
I'm on the 63 right now. Dakota Todd looked like he's doing his final lap, possibly.
Yeah, he's actually coming to the line to finish up his qualifying run. Oh, he's going to... Oh, Terry, he slows it down before the line. Dakota trying to... So I see what he's trying to do, because remember, you can get bonus points for the hard charger award, Terry, but you do have to set a qualifying time at least within a second of our pole sitter. Which, how about John Perkins out of Speed Mafia going quickest right now with a 50.65?
That's out of the Speed Mafia camp. I was watching them guys in practice, and Speed Mafia drivers have got something under them hoods tonight.
Steven Johnson, newcomer in the number 11. He just finished up his run, 8th on the board. So good run for Steven Johnson. So right now, John Perkins, provisional pole. Chris Carroll holds on to second. Let's see. I don't know if there's anybody else out on track. Look like Ed Boyles Jr. just finished up his second lap. Brian Zimmerman, 25th on the board. Looks like
we got the 12th car, Mark Arthur, out there.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, we see Mark Arthur. He's coming to the line to get the green flag.
While we're sitting there all watching the 12, let's mention a couple things, Sam. So everybody might see that Savage Edge now is our main league sponsor for the season. Thanks to Corey and Amanda for jumping on with their company. We still got the front row board, as I mentioned before, with MFRD Racing Designs. CJR Graphics, also, they're on board again this season. Along with Buck Kicker, we'll be giving a couple of those away this season. Mullet Music Productions, Joshua Rutherford. Thanks to him for our intro music. Southern Shores Realty, Rick Thompson's company. He's going to be giving us awards at the end of the season with most miles ran. So that'll be most real estate mileage at the end of the season. That will also be paid out to 5 of the top drivers. Again, Priority Auto. With our race communications and our team speak. Thanks for that. And again, TSP here at True Sim Productions. We are also handing out money at the end of the season for the halfway leaders.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to pop them up here. Got a few drivers on in-car cameras tonight. Corey Sherman, Corey Rutherford, both are on in-car cams tonight. See who else we got. Stephen T. Johnson. He's on in-car. He's on in-car right now. Looks like we got Taylor Butcher Benjamin too. Kyle Wildman Wellman on camera, I think, as well. So this new camera system, it as I just said, it's new. Trying to work out the kinks on some of them. Looks like Taylor's not. It's not registering Taylor's cam right now.
Does Wellman have sunglasses on? It sure look like
Yeah,
it.
he does, actually. Let's bring him back up. He's wearing a Savage Edge t-shirt, drinking a beer, and wearing sunglasses.
Give us a wave, Kyle. I know you're listening.
Yeah, I know he is.
Give us a wave, Kyle. Come on, give the fans a wave.
All right, fine. He ain't going to give us no wave. Got about a minute left to go here, Terry, and looks like John Perkins is going to hold on to the first pole of the season.
Congratulations, John Perkins. We see you guys out there in chat. My brother's out there. Hey, Mike, how you doing? He's rooting for Mark Arthur tonight. Mullet Music, they're picking Jamie Walker tonight, Sam.
Interesting picks out there. I mean, yeah, you got to go with Jamie Walker, right? I mean, bridesmaid, never the bride for Jamie Walker and Blazing Pedals, it seems like. Maybe this could be his year.
Do we really want to talk about that right now?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
The season starts.
Jamie Walker has always been the bridesmaid, never the bride here. He has not won a Blazing Pedals, what I want to say, championship in the last, 7-8 seasons he's been in here?
Yeah, but he's come close. I mean, he said it himself the other day in Discord. He's been a part of that Final Four pretty much every time, though.
Sam, we got a grid.
We do got a grid, Terry, and I am working on that right now. Trying to get the grid to pop up here. Here we go. All right, let's start rolling through it, Terry. We got John Perkins is going to be starting on the pole here tonight. Chris Carroll's going to be to his outside. Larry Bell's going to be starting in third with Brad Collins starting in fourth. Donald Bennett is going to be starting in fifth with Derek Paulson to his outside in sixth. Dalton Kilrow will be starting seventh with Taylor Butcher Benjamin starting eighth. Steven Johnson's going to be rolling off ninth with Gary Miller starting 10th. Michael Miller is going to be starting 11th position with Mark Arthur starting in 12th. Going through the field, we got Kyle the Wildman Wellman starting 13th with Cody Gibson to his outside in 14th. Dave Duthwaite is going to be starting in 15th with Paul Ellison, Old Silky out there in 16th. Philip Van Vliet, the Lone Dutchman, is going to be starting 17th, and Rick Thompson starting 18th. If you want it, Terry, you got it.
All right, starting 19th in that 8-car, Amanda Sherman. Tom Roscoe to 1, starting 20th. Andy Poliski starting 21st. Chris Legou in that 71, starting 22nd. Brenton Henderson starting 23rd. Ed Boyles Jr. starting 24 in that 38. 25 is Joe Alberico in that 83 car. Starting 26, Aaron Bockover in 27th. Brian Zimmerman. 28th, Fred Thompson. 29th, Casey Campbell. 30th is that 64 car, Joshua Rutherford. Corey Sherman starting 31st. Corey Rutherford in 32nd. Dakota Todd in the 63 starting 33rd. Jamie Walker in the 88 starting 34th. Starting 35th, Bradley Yo. 36th is Tanner Marr. And 37th is at number 9, Nicholas Hockey.
37 cars are taking the grid here tonight at Daytona for the first race of the Blazing Pedals Xfinity Series.
I think they just wrapped up drivers meeting, Sam. So I think we're about ready to get this thing green flag racing, buddy.
I'm pumped up, man. It's been a long time coming. Missed this in the off season, man. I tell you what.
Yeah, but Sam, from what I've seen in the off season, TSP was a little busy. You was busy doing some other broadcasting, as you know you do through the week, and that's pretty cool that you get to do that.
Yeah, we're trying to really make TSP take off, Terry. I mean, I'm glad you're on board with us here for Blazing Pedals. I'm glad you could be a part of it. Also glad that we're able to broadcast this league. This is a pretty premier league. We consider this our premier league here on Sunday nights on True Sim. So if you wanted to watch a show, this is the league you come to watch.
All right. As John Perkins, Chris Carroll is going to lead these guys down. John Perkins, Chris Carroll have the MFRD Front Row Award. So that's their bonus money to start the season.
So who's going to take the True Sim Productions halfway point? That's the question. And who's going to get all these bonus points? And I'll tell you, there was an announcement made before this race started that we're going to be getting more bonus points this year. It looks like 5 for a lot of things, but if you finish with a 0x on the lead lap, you're getting 10 bonus points.
Absolutely, and that's going to be big come to the end of the season when you might make that chase or, yeah, you're going to need them. Here we go.
Down into the restart zone. Green flag is in the air, and we're underway here for the Blazing Pedals Xfinity Series. So here's the thing. We know Brad Collins and John Perkins, they are both teammates. It looks like Collins is trying to push Carroll out to the lead right now. I don't know if he's going to try and jump down in front of his teammate or not.
Guess not. Teammate comes up in that 33, kind of slows him down, or does not let. Oh, Collins going to the outside early by himself. See if the 6 give that 99 of Carroll a little bit of a push. We got 3 MFRD cars running. We got nose and nose, and we got the 41 and Dalton Kilrow loading on the bottom out of the MFRD camp.
Looks like Brad Collins stepped out of line right there. I'm not sure if he's trying to fall back to the rear or if he's just kind of stuck out there right now, Terry.
I think he's trying to work his way into that 27 and Michael Miller in front of him. As he does nice and cleanly. Now we got the 33 of Perkins starting was starting to get around Carroll in that 99, but decided not to, I guess. The 43 of Larry Bell needs to push a little bit more on that car, I guess.
Newcomer Larry Bell is right behind John Perkins there on the inside lane. Chris Carroll still leads the top lane. He's got Derek Paulson pushing him. Right now, there's a lot of drivers in the back there, Terry. They're kind of getting single file and trying to just kind of ride right now. This is a long race.
Well, Sam, we see this a lot in these plate races. Guys will qualify and just drop to the back and slow down, because we're going to have a big one at some point here, Sam, I do think. But right now we're 2x2 up front, and everybody's being nice and cordial with each other.
So, Terry, did you by chance get a fuel run here tonight?
I'm going to say between 20-25, buddy. We're still over a 2-mile track here, so like last night, we're going to be right at 20-25.
All right, so what are you going to do, ladies and gentlemen? What's your strategy going to be? We're going to have to see who's going to be working together all night long. So far, it's pretty much 2x2 all the way back through the field. You see Mark Arthur kind of hanging on back in the back there. Newcomer, I believe that's Steven Johnson back there in 10th. I mean, everybody's just kind of riding right now, Terry. I mean, again, there's no stages, right? So you got to just be patient. There's no fast repairs in this league either, so you got to take care of your equipment.
Yeah, you got to have a car at the end of this thing, and a big old push out of the 43 there on 33 of Perkins. Yeah, you got to have a car at the end of this thing. Again, points. You got to, oh, Carroll, bold move, drops in the bottom down in front of Perkins.
Well, see, that's a move that we're going to be seeing from a lot of these guys here, I imagine, Terry, because you got to get down to that bottom lane eventually. Trying to pit from that second lane, you just do not want to be there.
No, you're absolutely right, Sam. You don't want to be there. Kind of going back through the field, Sam. Man, everybody's just running 2x2. Nobody's left out in the cold at the moment. Looks like everybody has a dancing partner right now.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our picks. Your pick right now running in 13th position, up on that top lane, right behind Cody Gibson. He's got Ty Morosco right behind him. We go back, take a look at my pick. That's Amanda Sherman. She's up there too. She's got Rick Thompson right behind her and teammate Philip Van Vliet, the Dutchman, out there on the bottom lane.
I talked to Amanda Sherman not too long ago. She was talking about this season. This is the first race here, but she's going to be a little bit more aggressive, Sam, in that 8 car this season. She wants to be a contender here, and we have seen her do it before.
And that's the thing, Terry. I mean, we know everybody here wants to win in this series. It is just such a great feeling. We remember last season when Corey Sherman got his first win, he was ecstatic. So, I mean, to see somebody who has yet to win in this series take a win tonight would be just awesome.
Oh, Sam, I just saw something. 42 with electrical problems. Had to put it in the pits. He's finally getting it back out on the track.
Oh, man. So, problems for Kyle the Wild Man. Old Wellman, he took it down pit road. As Harry said, something going on underneath the hood of the number 42 machine. You know, Terry, at least he's trying to get it back out on track. You know, points matter. I mean, he's going to be 6 laps down, but those points are going to matter. And if we get a random big one and knock a couple of cars out, that's a couple spots for him to gain.
Absolutely. Get a couple spots ahead. Oh, somebody else having electrical problems. I think it's that one car, Ty Morosco.
Yeah, I think you're right, Terry. I might have saw a puff of smoke come out behind him there, but it looks like it's settled down a little bit now.
Well, I'll see what happens. I was bragging on them MFRD cars a little bit too much, maybe.
So everybody's doing a great job. We're coming to take lap 8 of 120. Everybody being real cordial right now. You got 2 MFRD cars out running that top lane, leading the top lane. And last night in the charity race, they were pretty dominant, Terry. So maybe a team we got to look at this season.
Yeah, I mean, we got what, 4 or 5 good, strong teams in this league. And it's really fun to watch them all work together, especially right here at these super speedways. Right now, Chris Carroll still showing as your race leader.
Yeah, but him and Derek Paulson have been bouncing back and forth. I mean, and that's what we're going to be seeing all night, right? Until everybody wants to work with each other, really, and make one big train, one single file line, and just kind of ride. This is what we're going to be seeing all night long. It's just everybody fighting for just a little bit of an inch. But they got to figure out something, Terry. I mean, we're already going to be getting close to pit stops here.
Yeah, I was just saying they're coming out of turn 4 right now, about ready to start lap 10 of this 120-lap race. Derek Paulson with a good push from that 10 car of Taylor Butcher, Doc Benjamin there. And he drops down in front of the 99 of Chris Carroll. Wow, he left his teammate up there.
Now that's interesting to see. I wasn't expecting him to leave his teammate up on the top lane, but, you know, this could be a positive thing too. Because now Taylor, he can kind of control that outside lane, but he's going to have to get down. You know those two MFRD guys, they're going to pit together.
So I'm wondering if TBB might be waiting on that number 2, Gary Miller, maybe to help him a little bit to get up through that. Miller with Brad Collins behind him, and right behind him, Dalton Kilroy in that 41. And on that 27 is Michael Miller on that outside.
Yeah, so I want to point out, Terry, that Kyle Wellman, he is out on the track again, so big shout out to Wellman for sticking it out. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the shot of the field just chasing him down, and they're going to go around him like he's standing still.
I just happened to see in chat that he says it's time for maybe a new motor or whatever.
I'm curious to see what the field's going to do here. They're going to have to communicate with each other. Spotters are going crazy right now trying to tell them, where is Wellman going to go? Looks like he's going to jump up to the high side and kind of just get out of their way. You know, I was kind of expecting him to stay on the low side, maybe try and break this pack up a little bit, try and hang on to that draft.
Kyle Wellman right now running about 175, 176 when they started around him. And Derek Paulson was running 185, so almost 10-mile-an-hour difference.
Oh, they're almost 3 wide back here in the back. They're trying to get around Wellman. Yeah, Wellman almost got into the outside wall right there.
Yeah, Wellman's still going backwards, and he had a chance to get in behind Ed Boyles in that 38 car, you know, to keep his momentum going. But, man, there is something definitely wrong with that 42 car.
We're 3 wide for the race lead up in the front. Chris Carroll stuck in the middle, Terry. What's going to happen here? Remember, there's no more 3 wide rule here in Blazing Pedals. These guys can do whatever they want. And we're already seeing 3 wide. This is scary.
So coming into my view here, Sam, up on that high side, we got the 10, the 41, the 1. These guys are teammates. I think they're going to try to push to get up here and maybe pick up that 6. See what they can control this whole race. Then that'd be a heck of a night for MFRD.
Yeah, and I think Chris Carroll and Gary Miller right there, I think they see that, right? I mean, you got Derek leading the race. You got Taylor Butcher Benjamin, you're outside with 2 other MFRD cars behind you. I don't know what they're going to do here. They're doing a great job just kind of maintaining their line, but how long can they go for this, Terry? Because pit stops, we're looking at about 6-7 laps.
Yeah, we ain't got long. And, yeah, that 99 and 2, a little closer from the 2 and the 33.
I don't know if that was a little side draft or, you know, what was going on there, but you're right, Terry. That was close. As Taylor Butcher Benjamin now jumps down in front of his teammate in the number 6. So now it looks like I think they're going to try and do the same thing, right? Now Ty's going to push Dalton Kilroy up to the front. Dalton's going to jump down in front of the 10.
Now, I think it's going to depend on that 55 of Ellison. If he can get up there to the back of Morosco, maybe push him a little bit so Dalton can get up front of that 99.
And you can actually tell, Terry, I mean, a lot of the field right now, they see this up here 3 wide. Look at everybody behind them. Single file, just riding. They see they don't want to be a part of this right now. They smell trouble brewing right now.
Last night, Talladega, we've seen a lot of this. We've seen a lot of stuff happening up front. A bunch of people backing down, staying in the back for this purpose right here, getting close driving. Man, out of Perkins and the 99 of Carroll, that was close.
And they're still 3 wide here down the back straightaway. Chris Carroll and Gary Miller, I mean, you got to give them credit. 2 cars, they're doing a great job holding the pack right now in the middle.
Yeah, Miller finally got that number 2 car up underneath that 99, and they did make a little headway, just not enough to get around to 33, 6, and 10.
And I think Ty actually had to drop back off Dalton a little bit right here. I don't know if the 1 car might have been getting hot, but he's not as close as he was. He's got to run here again. Looks like they're going to go for it again. Ooh, Carroll's going to jump up in front of the 41.
Maybe he's wanting to control that MFRD team.
I think he sees the speed, and maybe he doesn't. He just dropped back down again.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Oh, he's going to go around. Oh, Chris Carroll. And Gary Miller, everybody else doing a great job to avoid it. Oh, my God.
Wow.
What in the world just happened to
I'm
Chris
glad I wasn't
Carroll?
in VR and done that, my Lord.
Well, Chris Carroll had a race car that was probably going to be able to finish this race until that. We got to go back and see what happened. Now, there was a lot of moving around there, Terry. I don't know what was going on. I'm going to try and get a good replay of it here. Oh, the 2 car hooked the 22 into the 99. Let's get another angle. Right there. Turns the 99 around. Like I said, he got hit pretty good right there. Little left rear damage. Gets hit, and then I have no...
Man. Helicopter rides.
I know we try to really play this off with the sim and everything, ladies and gentlemen, and try to keep it as real as possible. Sometimes that happens, and it's just hard not to laugh, right? Everybody else doing a great job getting around this accident, though, man. That was a lot of cars could have been involved right there, and early too, Terry. That's the thing.
Yeah, very early in the race. And we're only 17 laps into this. That's what I thought. Here they come down pit lane. It's time to get that fuel in there.
Time to get fuel. Time to maybe get some tires, but I doubt it. I think we're just going to be seeing a lot of fuel-only stops right here.
Now, Chris Carroll might want to be able to put wings on his car. That stuff happens again. He might just want to fly on out.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of hoping we see Chris Carroll in the old infield care center. The newly redesigned, the Savage Edge infield care center, I might add. Maybe he'll pop in there, but get a word with him. At least make sure he's all right, because he went for a heck of a ride.
Oh, man, yeah. That was a ride.
So it looks like a lot of cars did take fuel only. Taylor Butcher Benjamin's going to be the first off pit road. We're going to take our first commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
Back live here on True Sim Productions, and we're getting ready to go back under the green flag. Lap 19 of 120. When they take the green flag, it's going to be lap 20. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, still your race leader. John Perkins rolled off pit road in second with Michael Miller in third.
Well, Sam, I heard it from Garrett Rennie, which is we call him the Hammer. He is our in-race admin. He is charging the number 2 car for getting out of shape on that. So the number 2 car, Gary Miller, will be going to the back of the field once he gets his car fixed.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The number 2 is going to be the cause of the caution for that one. The Hammer laying it down tonight.
Sam, I just noticed that 99 of Chris Carroll. I believe he's just pushing that car up onto the hauler.
And unfortunately, we can't blame him, right? I mean, that car was next to destroyed.
Pace car down. We're ready. We're going to go green again.
Down into the restart zone. Taylor Butcher Benjamin fires off, and we're back underway. Oh, wow, Terry. Did you see that in the back there?
I did not, sir.
Oh, wow. I mean, they are guys just hanging way back.
Maybe couldn't get caught up to the field in time. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Those were a lot of guys, I think, who pit there with 1 to green, trying to get that little bit of extra fuel in the race car.
Now, from looks of things, Sam, everybody did pit this lap or on this caution. So we got at least another 20, 25 laps to go before we have another green flag pit stops anyway.
Yeah, and again, there's no stages or anything either, so I think everybody's just trying to race and try and get the track position right now. Maybe stick with this lead pack at the very least. You don't want to lose this lead pack. So Taylor Butcher Benjamin and John Perkins are duking it out here up at the front. John Perkins leads the outside lane. Taylor Butcher Benjamin on the inside. Newcomer Michael Miller sits there in third position, second on the inside lane.
Well, Sam, something I noticed in this top 8-10 cars, MFRD drivers got split up. We only have 2 up in the top 6. That's the 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin, the 6 of Jared Paulson.
Yeah, Ty Morosco actually was on pit road for about 30 seconds. I don't know, maybe he got a little damage in that last accident or something, but yeah, he's now showing back in the 12th position. Terry, we can get an update on our picks here. Looks like my pick, Amanda Sherman, back here in 15th position.
Oh, where's Ellison? I can't even see his car anywhere.
He's back here in 30th, Terry.
That's why I couldn't see him. He's way down at the bottom.
He was up near the front and now goes back to the back. Just riding right now.
Well, while we was talking about MFRD guys, Ellison is back here with a couple of them there. It's got the 9 of Nick Akier in front of him and the 41 of Dalton Kilroy right behind him.
This group up here is really split up. I think they're just trying to get single filed out. Everybody's moving around. They don't know which lane they want to go with right now. The only 2 that kind of stayed where they were was Perkins and Taylor.
Got 38 of Ed Boyles on that outside line, trying to get a little help from David Deuthwaite, and the 76 of Rick Thompson.
Yeah, and here's the interesting thing, though, Terry. I mean, we got, let's count them here, 2, 4, 6, 8, about 10, 12 cars here in this lead pack. And then we go back to, let's see, I see Steven Johnson there in 12th. And then you go back, you got Donald Bennett with Mark Arthur right behind him, and they're all kind of single filed out and just kind of riding right now.
Now, somebody I want to mention right quick, in 46, he's right in the middle of this pack. He's in 18th place, Fred Thompson.
I think this is the best opportunity we're going to get right now, Terry. Let's give it a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, crank it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say, man, I love these cranking up cameras.
I like the cameras, Sam, but I really like the sound of that. But right now, man, we got 5 rows of 2 wide. Oh, now make it 6 rows. Now the 89 showed up in the picture here. And we got no lane that's really went nowhere, Sam, since he went to crank it up.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they kind of ramped it up just a little bit. I mean, this back, those cars that I said were single file behind this elite group, they've caught up to them, and now they're double file with everybody. Let's go back and take a look at Mark Arthur here in the number 12. He's right behind Andy Politsky in the number 32. They're running 16th and 14th right now. Newcomer Steven Johnson on the inside of Mark Arthur. Now showing Steven Johnson at 16th. And here comes the rest of the field, Terry. I mean, you don't want to lose this lead pack, like I said. And as you mentioned, we're going to have green flag pit stops here soon. You got to get down to the bottom side of the racetrack.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're coming up on lap 30, and they're only going to be able to go to about 37 to lap 40, 41 maybe.
So we're looking at about, I don't know, I'd say 10 to 12 laps before we start to see green flag pit stops. And the real question is, like you said, a lot of these teams are really broken up right now. You got Speed Mafia in second, and then Brad Collins is the next car back there. I'm sorry, Rick Thompson's up there in the mix in sixth. But MFRD split up. You got a couple work in progress guys up there as well.
Oh, Sam, I just heard the 73, Casey Campbell. They must be catching him pretty quick. He did call out. He's going to stay high for the leaders. So Casey Campbell, we're going to see him lose probably another lap here.
So we're going to see how the field works around this lap car. Casey Campbell said he's going to stay up near the top side of the racetrack, and he does. Guys are going to have to give him plenty of room.
Casey Campbell, 172 when Taylor Butcher eventually got to him at 185.
And that's the thing, man. They're just going to go blow him by you. The best bet Casey Campbell has right now is to find a hole and drop down and try and get that draft so he doesn't lose more time to this pack.
He's falling back fast.
I'm sorry, Terry. That was really close. He was trying to come down in line there and almost contact with the 32. I think that was a Poliski.
Yeah, it actually was. That's what I was watching, too. And I was watching Nick Akier in that 9. I thought he was going to actually stay up there and try to push the 73 of Campbell a little bit, but no.
And Nick Akier is sitting there in the 16th position, right behind Casey Campbell. Now remember, Casey Campbell is now a lap down.
Sam, I'm watching up front again. That 6 car, Derek Paulson, looked like he's having electric issues in that car.
So maybe we're going to have to keep an eye on Derek Paulson the rest of the race, having some issues.
Finally, he does have a teammate of Tom Roscoe in that number 1 car on the back of him. So maybe the MFRD guys are starting to talk and try to work this out together. But, you know, we're only 5 to 8 laps before we got to go green flag pits.
And that's the thing, Terry. I sound like a broken record, right? But you have to get down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Trying to pit from that second lane is impossible. Unless these guys are communicating with each other, letting them know, hey, we're coming down pits this time. I don't know. I mean, you're going to have to find a hole and get down there.
Well, this front row, all the way back to about 11th spot, all pitted on lap 17, and they all took fuel. Then you got a few of them that went 18, and pretty much the rest of the field went 18.
Let's go back. Let's see. Got Corey Sherman back here. He's running in a 32nd position, Terry, but I want to show everybody we do have in-car cameras tonight. Let's see if we can get them working for you. Bring Corey Sherman up on screen now. Let's point this out, everybody. It's a new season. Corey Sherman, league sponsor, the owner of Savage Edge. Look at the rig he's got right there. That thing is motion. He feels everything in that thing.
But one thing with Corey Sherman, if you look at that picture, he is actually strapped in that rig, and the VR that Corey uses, I think it's called a Pimax or a Pyrex or something like that. It's pretty cool. Something else I found out this season, the 88 of Jamie Walker also has the same setup.
Interesting. I didn't know Jamie had that.
Yeah, I guess he ordered it a few weeks back, and he was talking to Corey about it. So I believe he's in that rig now.
Well, another driver we have on in-car camera tonight is your pick, Terry, and that's the 55 of Paul Ellison, also known as Silky, and you can just tell, very concentrated.
Paul Ellison right now not causing a scene. He's got the 64, Josh Rutherford behind him, trying to catch up to the 8 of Amanda Sherman possibly.
I just noticed our logos covering the in-car cameras, Terry. We're going to fix that real quick.
Okay.
Who else we got on in-car? We got Corey Rutherford out there. Let's bring him up. Well, we did have Corey Rutherford out there. His camera's not on no more. All right, well, let's see who else we got. How about Steven Johnson? Where's he running?
It looks like about 13th or so.
There he is.
12th place, excuse me.
Newcomer Steven Johnson got him on in-car cam tonight. And again, just kind of riding right now, but you see it, Terry, that top lane is starting to lose cars quick.
Yeah, it is. And there's no help out there for these guys. Now, you know what, though? That 34 drops down. Maybe that 6-1 will drop back. Let that 10 back up. And MFRD can do something with this.
Let's go back up to the front of the field. Newcomer in the 34, Dave Duthwaite. Leads a lap here. That's going to be 5 bonus points, Terry.
Guess what? 5 adds up a lot when you do it all season.
Yeah, but you also want to go for the most laps led. Get that hard charge reward. The biggest thing you want, Terry, is that 0x. If you finish with a clean race car, clean race, you're getting them 10 extra bonus points. And as you said, over a season, that's going to add up.
Yeah, you finish a race, especially like Daytona, Talladega, your Martinsville, your Bristols. You can walk out of there with a 0x. You've accomplished something. All right, we got a new race leader here up here in the 6 car. Derek Paulson riding along with Tom Roscoe pushing him.
I was just going to say, not only that, but Ty managed to get clear of David as well. And Ty was kind of all over the place there for a second, Terry, trying to push Derek out further.
Sam, I just happened to notice something on the screen. The 2 car of Gary Miller is back on track. This front pack is catching him quickly.
Again, Terry, hey, you got to get as many points as you can. Gary Miller, he's showing quite a few laps down right now. He's going to go to the top side of the racetrack. Heavy front-end damage to that number 2 machine.
Right now, Gary Miller running at 168 mile an hour. Our leader in that 6 car, Derek Paulson, he's at 187 with a little help from his friends in that number 1 car, Tom Roscoe. And there goes Gary Miller to the back.
So here we go, Terry. That outside lane is pretty much gone. Only 2 cars remain up on the top side. When are we going to see pit stops?
I would imagine here really. Oh, okay. They're calling him out now. Rick Thompson just called his out in that 76 car. Here we go. David
Duthwaite coming down pit road.
Yeah, David Duthwaite was the first one to drop down, bringing the 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
Trying to get a good shot on it. Trying to find a good camera angle for when they come down pit road.
Collins 22, 76 comes down, 42. Wildman Wellman came in. Larry Bell 43 calling out his. He's running 5th at the moment.
So it looked like everybody got on pit road clean. Looks like fuel only for a lot of drivers too, Terry. And under these green flag conditions, I think that's a smart move. As here comes everybody else.
Yeah, everybody else was just calling that out as you was talking there. And, yeah, let's go get busy.
Oh, it gets real busy. Mark Arthur, and I believe that was the 18 of Bradley Yo almost making contact on pit road. Derek Paulson's on and clean.
If Mark didn't. Oh, Tanner Marr misses his pit. He had to back up.
Fuel only for the number 9 of Nick Okier. Oh, Jamie Walker misses pit box, has to back up. Oh, Dakota Todd taking tires too. I'm not sure if that was planned on the number 63. It looks like a lot of other drivers fuel only here.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're still under green flag. Here comes the 6 and the 1. Derek Paulson, Ty Morosco. They're coming back out on field, I believe, behind 46 of Fred Thompson.
Looks like they're holding on to the race lead right now. But here comes that first pack that pit Taylor Butcher Benjamin, John Perkins, and all these guys. They're just going to go flying around them. I do want to point out that that number 5 of Corey Rutherford, he's been very quiet here tonight, but he is up inside the top 10 right now.
That 6 and that 1 really needs to drop down in front of that 46 Fred Thompson. Maybe let Fred help him out a little bit.
There they go.
Keep that speed going.
As soon as you mentioned that, Terry, that's exactly what they did. Fred Thompson showing 1 lap down right now. First car, 1 lap down. Oh my, Michael Miller and trying to go around Fred Thompson. I don't know if that was miscommunication or what was going on there, but man, that was close.
And here comes a whole line of them, 2 by 2 by 2. Bottom line is sought to check up behind the 46 of Thompson.
It's showing me Michael Miller is in 33rd position, Terry. He is also 1 lap down behind Fred Thompson. So those two are fighting for the lucky dog position.
Absolutely they are. The
So
27 and the 46.
we got a race within a race right now. You got a battle for the lead and a battle for the lucky dog position going on. Fred,
And it's all up front.
yeah, it's all up front. Fred Thompson, he's right on the back bumper of that number 1 machine right now, but I don't know. Fred looks like he's kind of wiggling a little bit. Maybe not liking the handling of that race car right now.
Looks like we got the outside line is going to be working really well if they can tighten it up just a little bit more. Up front, we have the 10, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, leading his teammate, the 6, Derek Paulson. And behind him is number 1, Ty Morosco. So we have 3 MFRD cars up there. We have seen these guys finish 1, 2, and 3 before, Sam.
They're doing a great job right now, kind of controlling the field. I don't know. It looks like Ty Morosco's kind of blocking the 2 lanes right now, letting Taylor and Derek kind of work with each other.
I was just thinking the same thing. Are they telling him to block these guys so they can go ahead and leave?
I mean, that's what it looks like.
Fred Thompson must have got the bugs worked out of that 46. He's back up there. He wants to stay up there for get that lucky dog if something would happen.
Yeah, he's going to have to get around that 10 car, though. And so is that 27 of Michael Miller. Those 2 drivers, again, fighting for the lucky dog position right now in the midst of the battle for the lead. And MFRD doing a great job. They are hooked up right now. And it looks like they're starting to put a little bit of distance to Fred.
Now I was wondering if that 27 was going to finally do that. 27 of Miller jumped to the outside of Fred Thompson in that 46.
Lap 46 of 120 here tonight at Daytona. MFRD leads the way. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, back live from that side-by-side view there we got, thanks to Savage Edge, Corey Sherman, for doing that for us. Sam, I want to bring something to your attention. The top 6 are all newcomers. David Deuthwaite, Ed Boyles, Bradley Yo are all running up there in that top 6, top 5 there for a minute. And we did see the MFRD car, the one, Ty Morosco, kind of went to the top and had to drop back a little bit. But now, up in this top 8, we have all 4 of the MFRD drivers.
Yeah, I was just going to point out there, you said that Ty Morosco jumped in that top lane, but he has teammate Dalton Kilroy right behind him. But yeah, big shout out to these newcomers, the 34 of Dave Deuthwaite and the 38 of Ed Boyles, and then the 18 of Bradley Yo, all up here running inside the top 5.
Well, the 27, Michael Miller, yes, he's one lap down in the 32nd spot in that 27 car. He's also a new driver this season also, but he's hanging out with all these boys up front.
Well, I want to point out, too, that 27 of Michael Miller, he actually just got around Fred Thompson while we were under break there. So now put Michael Miller in the lucky dog position if something were to happen.
And ladies and gentlemen, we ain't got the 6 cars that are not on the lead lap out of this 37-car field.
Now remember, Terry, these drivers can win money at the halfway point, and we're getting close to that. So I wonder who's going to take the first True Sim halfway point.
Well, we'll know here in about, 8 laps?
Well, about 8. Yeah, I'd say 8, 9 laps.
Now, Sam, I just done the math on this. They're going to have to stop for fuel here in about another 8, 9 laps.
I guess we're just going to have to see what happens.
Yeah, so, wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, so this is a 120-lap race. Whoever is leading, once they take lap 61, they have to run the whole lap of 60, and that'll be your TSP front runner award, halfway award.
So who's going to take the halfway point? The first one of the season so far. That 34 and that 10 car have been duking it out for the past 10, 15 laps.
I keep watching Ed Boyles in the 38 and Derek Paulson in the 6. One of them goes low, the other one goes low. One goes high, the other one scoots out to the high side.
All right,
Not enough. Ooh.
Oh wow, he's gonna slide down. And here we go, Terry. You just pointed out that we're gonna be seeing pit stops here shortly. So That's not surprising to see. David wanted to get down there. Now he's in a good position.
David Doothwaite in that 34 is showing as our race leader at the moment, but here comes that 38. Oh, lap traffic. Jamie Walker, yeah.
That allowed the 38 to jump down. Now, I don't know. I think this 38 and this 34 are working together here, Terry, because the 38 was able to get a run and get right down in front of the 34 car right there.
Sam, I don't know how good you can see it on your screen, but that 38 car has actually got rear damage. The 34's nose could probably fit perfectly in that damage on that bumper.
Taking lap 55 of 120. MFRD battles the 38 and the 34 car. That's Ed Boyles and Dave Doothwaite.
Somebody we ain't really talked about, Sam, that 32 car. Andy Poliski has made his way up to the front. But look behind Andy. That's Nick Akie in that 9 car, that MFRD design car.
Up 32 positions right now, Terry.
Oh, 32 car, little squiggly out of him. I had to back up the 9 of Nick.
So I'm trying to look through timing and scoring here, go back through the field. I want to give a Mark Arthur update for people out in chat. Mark Arthur currently running in the 13th position. And Terry, your pick sits in 18th. And then my pick sitting pretty back there in 20th.
Yeah, those guys are both sitting really good if something happened up front. I wanted to let somebody know out there that is hunting for the 73 of Casey Campbell. He is out there in that black and yellow car. We're currently running 31st, showing, is he the first one a lap down now?
Jamie Walker, Casey Campbell is the first
Casey
car one lap down. See someone going out there for the Dutchman, Philip Van Vliet. Philip currently in the 27th position, kind of riding behind his teammate, and he's got his other teammate of Chris Legou right behind him. They're kind of trailing the field right now. Not a bad spot to be at Daytona. We all know that. The big one's going to happen at some point. It's just a matter of when.
So everybody out there in chat land, let us know what driver you want. If we haven't mentioned him, we'll find him on our screen, and we'll see where he's at and let you know. Back up front, we still got the one of Ty Morosco leading this thing with teammate 41, Dalton Kilroy, right behind him. Just been pushing every so often. We got the 38, Ed Boyles, and the 34, David Doothwaite, and Andy Poliski in that 32 car rounding up the top 5.
Yeah, Andy Poliski leads that top lane right now, and Nick Okie right behind him. And then they got Casey Campbell and Jamie Walker behind them, and those guys are going for the lucky dog position. That's if something were to happen. Only a couple laps to go here for the halfway point, Terry, and Ty Morosco looking like he might snag it.
Yeah, it looks like he could, unless they get that outside line formed up somehow. And never should. Well, that's cool. That's your dad, Philip Van Fleet. I got the pleasure of meeting Philip when he went up to New York to meet up with Corey and Amanda. Awesome guy. I really enjoyed the time with him. So the 32's got more help than the 41 and the 1 does, I would think, Sam. The 38 just don't seem like it wants to get up there behind Dalton Kilroy.
Yeah, that inside lane isn't really as formed up as those 3 cars on the top lane are right now. They're all kind of moving around, and all they're doing is kind of hurting the wake of that air that's moving around them. And you see the run that Poliski's getting down the back straightaway. He's got Nicholas Okie pushing him.
Here comes lap traffic of the number 2 car of Gary Miller they had to work around.
They got around him, and big shout out to Gary Miller, another driver, heavy damage, and he is sticking it out here, running in 36th position. So shout out to Gary Miller for sure. So here it is, Terry. White flag essentially for the halfway point. Who's going to get it? They're side by side for it.
Again, that 41 just nobody's touching each other right now, Sam. Is this maybe by design? Man, they don't want to cause a big old wreck, but Nick Octavia on that 32, he is working. Oh, here comes Dalton Kilrow pushing that one of Ty Morosco. And in the picture comes the 88 of Jamie Walker. Even though Jamie is a lap down, he is going to be up here helping these guys.
Well, coming out of turn number 4, they're going to be side by side. It looks like it might be Morosco coming to the line as we got a few coming down for pit stops. Down to the line, and the halfway point for this first one of the season goes to Ty Morosco.
So Ty Morosco will receive from TSP. It's not a lot of money. It's $250 per race. So, I mean, that does add up by the end of the season. So congratulations, Ty Morosco, in that number 1 car. We got a wreck in the back somewhere.
Oh, wow. Taylor Butcher, Benjamin, Derek Paulson go around. Caution flag on the speedway. John Perkins, Mark Arthur. Newcomer Brad Yo involved.
The 10 car, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, just now is finally getting that car turned around. And it looks like his front end, his back end is all just tore up. 33 of Perkins also.
Oh, wow. So we kind of got a good angle of it right here. We're going to ride. We're going to go on the far chase here one more time. We're going to slow it down. So it looks like Bradley Yo might have thought he was clear. Came down. Taylor might have been there, might have not. We'll rewind it and take another look at it.
I wouldn't doubt too much if the 6 didn't catch some of that too, because he was saying his unpleasantries over Racecom, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks like that the 18 might have thought he was clear. I mean, essentially he was for about a split second, but Taylor wasn't lifting. And this is the product that we get right here. Unfortunately, Bradley Yo into the outside wall. Derek Paulson getting involved. John Perkins goes to the apron trying to avoid it. Rick Thompson squeaks through there. Mark Arthur trying to get through. Oh, and just cranks the 6 of Paulson.
Yeah, it looks like the 6 actually come down and want to hit teammate Taylor Butcher Benjamin in that 10.
Joe Alberico doing a good job missing the number 18. Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Oh, man, to John Perkins. I think John Perkins got... Let's take a look at the 33 through this. Gets on the apron, gets into the back of the 10. Then just nowhere to go.
Bradley Yo is out in comms. I think he's saying that was totally his fault, but we'll let the hammer of Garrett Rainey, race admin, let us know what's going on here in a minute.
Keep an eye on that Savage Edge Infield Care Center here as well, Terry. Let's see if maybe we get a few drivers in there tonight. Just unfortunate for John Perkins. Now, Ed Boyles Jr. and Dave Duthwaite both came down pit road before that caution came out. And I tell you what, that couldn't have been more perfect timing for them.
Yeah, okay, I'm hearing the hammer talk.
All right. Terry's got race control in his ear, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Sam. The hammer, he come down on the 18 car of Bradley Yo. Said that, what we actually saw, he come down and he is the one causing this. So Bradley Yo, when he comes back out of the pits, he is going to have to go to the end of the lead lap here, or end of the line, to start back when we go green.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you saw the message pop up in the middle of your screen. Race control, laying down the hammer, number 18, EOL caused caution. And for those at home who don't know what an EOL stands for, it just means end of longest line. So the 18, as Terry said, will be going to the end of the longest line here on this next restart.
And Sam, that gave everybody a chance to come on down with a caution to get at least get some fuel and probably some fresh tires, I would imagine. So, I mean, they're going to have to stop at least a couple more times, because that's going to put them around 82 to 84 laps to do a green flag pit stop.
Yeah, we're only just past halfway in this race. I mean, we still got a long way to go, and a lot can happen, especially at these restrictor plate tracks. Daytona being a 2.5-mile oval, it's going to be wild to see what these guys do now. Here's the thing, Terry. Do you be a little bit more cautious now that you've seen that?
Oh, man. Sam, we can go with what we saw last night. They was cautious for a few laps and put it bluntly, all hell broke loose.
Well, they were running for stage wins, though, too.
Correct. There was no points involved.
But the thing is you got to be in a good position for these pit stops, man. You got to at least have a drafting partner. I don't know. It's going to be tough to see because you got MFRD kind of split up right now. You got one work in progress racing. You got Ed Boyles Jr. up there and Dave Doothwaite. They're newcomers to Blazing Pedals. Nicholas Okier, we haven't talked about him a whole lot tonight. He's up inside the top 10. And Rick Thompson as well, part of Speed Mafia Camp. He's hanging on up there in 7th.
Yeah, Brad, I just looked. I think Bradley Yo, the one that got caught for that. Go ahead. We call this start first.
Down into the restart zone. It's in the hands of Ed Boyles Jr. and green flag is back out in the air. So I want to see what they do here, Terry, because this 38 and 34, they did pit together. I want to see if they're going to work together the rest of the race.
And right now, up in the top 7, we have 3 MFRDs. With the 1 of the Ty Morosco, the 9 of Nick Okier, and the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. Going back a little bit, we've got 76 of Thompson. I mean, he's been up there, and he has no dancing partner, really, though, Sam.
So Dalton Kilrow is pushing the 34 down the back straightaway. And when we came off turn 2 right there, it looked like he wanted to maybe take it 3 wide. I don't know if he saw a puff of smoke come out of the headers of that 34, but he had some sort of issue going down the back straightaway. So it looks like he's kind of content to ride right now, but we're going to have to keep an eye on him.
Sam, somebody's name we have not said at all. Where's he at? Back in 9th, Britton Henderson in that 13 car. Newcomer to Blazing Pedals this season. It looks like that car is pretty well clean. He's right there behind the 76 with Rick Thompson.
He's up on that top side lane, making it work up there, right behind Rick Thompson, as Terry just said. You see Brad Collins. You see Brad Collins there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Now, I'm wondering when Brad's going to jump up, or if maybe he's trying to work the bottom groove and maybe try and let Rick down for these green flag pit stops later.
Well, that'd be something to do with, teammates. And here comes the 27 again. I believe did he get his lap back?
Oh, let's find out. I believe he did. No, he is the first car 1 lap down right now.
Okay, that was just, he was shooting up through there pretty quick. I didn't know if he might have got his lap back or not, but 27 of Miller just trying to working his butt off. Maybe you have to get it the hard way, Sam.
That's pretty much the only way you're going to be able to do it now with this. We got them going around.
No.
Big wreck, the 34 round. Oh, big wreck up at the front of the field here. That is not good.
David Doothwaite in that 34 got turned around there. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other cars got involved with this.
Well, let's go back and see what happened. Kind of slowing it down a little too much here. Oh, it looks like, honestly, Terry, I think that might be Captain Safe Fuel.
41 Dalton Kilrose, who he is referring to.
Yep, right there, just hooks him. Yep, 41. I'm sorry, I got to put that on Dalton right there. That's kind of plain as day. And ladies and gentlemen, that is just a product of Daytona. That's what we call a bad bump.
And Sam, that is not a good spot to be doing that with. I mean, you're in the front row up over the front. That's going to destroy a lot of good cars.
Right. And in Dalton's defense, I understand why he's doing it, right? He wants to get MFRD back out front and control this race. But unfortunately, he just, might have pushed a little too hard. I mean, everybody makes mistakes.
Right. So, looks like Okier was involved in that. Sherman, the 3 car, was involved in that. Chris Legue was in that. 63 of Todd. Man, yeah, there's a lot of good cars just got tore up right there.
Hold on now a second. I see out in chat, we got Rick Hammond saying Captain Save Fuel is trademarked. Now, wait a minute. I'm the one that gave him that nickname in NASCAR when he beat me on a fuel mileage race. So, you ain't got a trademark of nothing.
Rick Hammond out there, man. Glad to see you out there. Hey, Rick, that was awesome watching you race last night. We ain't seen you on track for a minute. It was great watching you last night race, buddy.
Yeah, definitely, Rick. Thanks for coming out and joining us in the charity race last night. Thanks for coming out tonight as well. And everybody joining us here tonight on True Sim Productions for the Blazing Pedals Xfinity Series.
And while we're talking about that real quick, Sam, so anybody that knows Tim Habiak and the Habiak family, we ran a charity race last night for him, for their youngest son, Ethan. Dalton Kilroy is the one that's getting the EOL for that, Sam. I just heard Race Control come down with that. But we done a charity race for the Habiak family to help out with some bills and stuff for young man Ethan having some hospital stay. The final result come up to just over $2,000 went to the Habiak family last night. So if you're in chat right now and you guys was there last night, thank you. So
yeah, and everybody, that hashtag Ethan Strong doesn't die. So by all means, come into True Sim Productions. If we're live, I want you to come out and show Ethan how much you guys care, and just leave that hashtag Ethan Strong in the chat anytime we're live.
And one thing, Sam, I forgot to say is Blazing Pedals is dedicating this season to Ethan Strong. So, Ethan, if you're out there watching tonight, bud, love you, brother.
So we saw it pop up. Number 41 of Dalton Kilroy is going to be receiving the EOL for this cause caution. Lap 70 of 120. Gary Miller is going to go ahead and get a wave around here. Ed Boyles Jr., your race leader, now with MFRD. Ty Morosco to his outside. And Terry, Ty Morosco is looking really lonely out there.
Well, he's still got Nick Aki behind him in that 9 car. He is part of MFRD. We don't see Nick a whole lot on track here as of late, or last season, I should say. But he's been doing a heck of a showing tonight in that number 9.
Yeah, everybody go ahead and throw a hashtag Ethan Strong out in chat. Thank you, Rick. Greatly appreciate that, buddy. So, Terry, real quick, I do want to give a couple updates on some drivers people rooting for out in chat. We know we got, of course, Mark Arthur fans out there. Now, Mark does have damage. He is sitting in 14th position. Terry, your pick, Paul Ellison's right in front of him in 13th. My pick's sitting back there in 17th. Clean race car, I might add. Who else we got out there? We know we had a Philip Van Vliet fan out there. Philip is currently on pit road.
And we had a Casey Campbell fan out there, too.
We did. Where is Casey Campbell?
33rd, 2 laps down.
He also has some pretty significant right front damage to that number 73 machine.
So, as of right now, we have the top 29 right now are still on the lead lap, Sam. So, this turned out to be a pretty good barn burner, I guess you can call it.
Well, the green flag flies. We're back up to full speed. And, I don't know, Terry, you think we've calmed down now?
50 laps to go, buddy. We'll see.
Hey, you're right. We do have 50 laps to go here at Daytona for the first race of the season. The Blazing Pedals Xfinity Series presented by Savage Edge Graphics. Ladies and gentlemen, head to savageedge.com for all of your apparel needs and anything else, really, because I heard they can put your name on anything.
Sam, Race Control, the hammer is working it up tonight. He just got the 7 car of Cody Gibson for not staying right on pit road.
So, I want to make that a little clearer to everybody real quick, because, Terry, that rule is... It's not exactly black and white. It is, but it isn't, right? So the rule is, ladies and gentlemen, you have to stay to the right on pit road. Now, we do understand that under green flag conditions on a super speedway is hectic. and the hammer is more lenient under green flag conditions than he is under caution.
I don't know if he got the penalty or not, but I did see it pop up that he did not stay to right on pit road, and that was on pit exit. Not sure where Cody Gibson's pit was, so we'll let Race Control handle that.
How about this, Terry? Newcomer Steven Johnson out to the race lead on the top side of the racetrack. He has Ty Borrasco right behind him, pushing him.
Kind of left Ed Boyles down in the bottom of that 38 car. Kind of left him out in the cold back there with the 76 of Thompson.
Oh, we're going to go three wide up here for the race lead, Terry. I'm sorry. It looked like, okay. It looked like Nicholas Okier, he had a great run. He went all the way to the bottom, and it almost looked like Ty hesitated.
That bottom line is forming up really good, leaving 3 cars over that top side. These bottom 6, there's no reason why these guys can't pass these guys, that top line.
Well, here's something I want to point out, Terry. Something a little interesting about that number 1 machine. Last night, took home the win in the charity race. Also, last season here in Blazing Pedals, he won the Clash, pushed by yours truly, I might add. But Ty Borrasco has never won a points-paying race here in Blazing Pedals.
This is absolutely true. Hey, Sam, if we look down into Savage Edge Infield Care Center, we may have somebody down there to talk to.
Well, let's see. Who do we got? It looks like we have Chris Legute. You want to talk to him?
Yes, sir.
All right, you got him.
Chris, Sam, Terry got us.
Yeah, I got you guys.
What's going on, buddy? What happened to that 71?
You try and avoid something that happens way out in front of you, and sometimes you just don't pick the right lane.
Is the 71 too damaged to get back out tonight, Chris?
No, Terry, I've got, basically probably another minute and a half of required, and I'm going to do my optional too, another 3.5 minutes there. So I'm going to try and get back out and see if I can't help somebody go to a win here.
There you go. Well, Chris, I know you talked in the offseason along with Amanda Sherman. You guys with the TNA was talking about being a little bit more aggressive this season. So that is something we're definitely going to be watching for.
Yeah, I hadn't had a chance to show that yet tonight, but I was getting ready to. Man, really kind of stinks, just over halfway past the race, and bam.
Well, Chris, get back in that car at 71. You got about 3 more minutes left. Thanks for popping and talking to us, buddy.
All right, Sam, Terry, thanks for all you do up there.
Thank you.
That was driver the number 71, Chris Legute. And Terry, you can just hear it in his voice, man. When you practice all them hours, all that time trying to get ready for one of these races, and like he said, you get taken out halfway, it does disappoint you.
Yeah, and I know how that team operates. I am part of the TNA Motorsports gang. They actually do practice through the week, too. So, yeah, there's a lot of disappointment in that 71's voice, definitely.
Well, regardless, you heard him, Terry. He's going to get that 71 back out on track. See if he can't go, maybe help a teammate to the win. And, again, big shout-out to Chris Legute for doing that.
Back up front, we still got Steven Johnson in that number 11 car leading the way. We've got Ty Borrasco right behind him, Nick Okier in that 9 car, and the 38 of Ed Boyles. Those 4 cars are doing pretty good right now.
Yeah, that inside lane is really formed up right now. It looks like Ed's just kind of hanging back a little bit off Nick, and Rick Thompson's just sitting tucked right up underneath the 38 car right now. That outside lane is starting to get formed up a little bit, though. You got newcomer in that number 13, Brenton Henderson. He's on the top side leading that top groove. And Joshua Rutherford, haven't talked about him all night long, sitting there in 8th, up 22 positions. Josh
Rutherford, Mullet Music Productions. He does our national anthem intro and does some stuff for our commercials as the team, as everybody just flies by the 10-car tender Butcher mentioned. But check out you said Corey, didn't you? Not Josh.
I said Josh.
Oh, okay. So check out Josh Rutherford on YouTube. Check out his music, man. He's got some awesome tunes out there.
That's Mullet Music Productions on YouTube. He does the national anthem for us, ladies and gentlemen. He's got Mark Arthur right behind him. And another person we really didn't talk a whole lot about tonight, that's Dakota Todd. We saw him in his qualifying lap. He come to the line and slowed up, trying to start in the rear of the field. Now making a hard charge up towards the front.
And Sam, Mark Arthur in the 12 and Todd in that 63 both got caught up into an earlier incident. Both of them, whoa, big old wiggle out of the 64.
I think Josh kind of got nervous right there, Terry. It looked like the 13 might have not really given a whole lot of room there, maybe just enough, and Josh thought he was going to hit him.
Well, Sam, you know just as well as I do, once you're that close behind another car, you don't see nothing but that rear windshield.
Yeah, but they did just pass everybody. I want to shout out these drivers because this is what we love to see, right? Taylor Butcher Benjamin with a mangled, and I mean absolutely mangled race car is out here turning laps in 28th position, trying to get every point he can here tonight. Just big shout out to these guys sticking it out.
Taylor Butcher Benjamin in that 10 car is actually showing one lap down, but he is the second car a lap down. But he's got plenty of guys behind him, Sam, where he's going to make up points. Top line trying to do something, trying to form up, just cannot do it. Tom Ross.
They look like they're getting formed up, and it looks like I think that's Jamie Walker. Jamie Walker back on the lead lap, Terry. He is now part of this outside lane.
Jamie Walker right now showing in 12th place. And I don't know if Nick's car is getting hot or just you can't push the pusher. We do know that. There he goes. He got up there a little closer to that one of Ty Morosco, which is pushing Steven Johnson just around this track.
Yeah, and you see it right there. And I don't think Ty was trying to jump up to the outside lane. What he's doing right there, everybody, he's just trying to get some air to the front end of that race car and cool that motor down. He is trying to push the 11 car around the track right now, and there he goes again. He's sixing those out a little bit, tries to cool the race car down, slides right back in and gets right back on the back bumper.
And Sam, that top line did get a little bit of energy. We were 2 by 2 by 2 just for half a lap or so. As we see the 71 of Chris Legue, he come back out on track. Oh, big crash up front.
Oh, the 13. Brendan Henderson involved. Larry Bell sliding through. Joshua Rutherford.
Mark Arthur.
Jamie
Walker.
Oh, Amanda Sherman coming in late. Damaging.
Wow.
Oh, man, no.
Oh, yeah, Amanda Sherman just T-bones that 13 car. Nowhere to go.
It looked like it all started up front, Terry. Let's see if we can't get a replay on it. Oh, it's another classic bumper hook. The 64 got a little too close to that 13 car. Let's show you from Joshua Rutherford's angle here. Yep, just hooks him down into the one. Mark Arthur involved, Dakota Todd involved. Jamie gets tagged. Everybody's
that
is a shame, man.
It looked like that 13 car just wanted to make a left turn right there.
That is a shame.
Brenton Henderson in that 13 car, newcomer to Blazing Pedals. Again, the way the replay that you showed, Sam, just looked like he wanted to make a left turn.
So, drivers involved in that one, ladies and gentlemen, was Joshua Rutherford, Brenton Henderson, Ty Morosco, Nick Okier, Mark Arthur, Dakota Todd, Rick Thompson, Aaron Bockover, Donald Bennett, Larry Bell, Jamie Walker got a piece of it, Brad Collins, Amanda Sherman. There's a lot of drivers that now. This doesn't necessarily mean these drivers are out of the race, everybody. These are just drivers who may have gotten a piece of that accident. As the leaders are coming down pit road, Terry.
So, Sam, I just happened to look over here at my timing and scoring. Joshua Rutherford in the 64, Jamie Walker in the 88. Both of them got meatball flags on this one. So they have to come down pit lane, get these cars fixed, and get back out.
So Brad Collins is going to come off pit road second behind Steven Johnson. Steven Johnson shown as your race leader. And let me see something here. Yeah, we do got Steven Johnson in here, Terry, so I'm going to bring him in for an interview real quick.
Okay.
Hey, Steven Johnson, driver of the number 11, and Sam and Terry up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I think so. How's it going?
Good, man. Hey, we also see you got you on in-car camera there. Hey, you're out in the lead, man. Your first race out here with Blazing Pedals. Kind of walk me through what's going through your head right now.
Just trying to take care of the car and make it to the end. Right now, it's kind of, I'm just wanting to stay in the front, kind of stay out of the trouble, but the last couple of wrecks have been in the front, so count my lucky stars. This has been a lot of fun so far, just hoping to keep the car in one piece and make it to the end.
Is there anybody that you're really trying to work with out there? Any friends that you've made so far?
Not particularly. I mean, a lot of the Five Kings guys I've worked with and with a couple other groups, but right now it's, other than them, it's just kind of learning a lot of names right now and just trying to have a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens.
All right, man. Showing as the leader right now. Good luck to you in the rest of the race.
I hope to talk to you soon.
And that was driver of the number 11, Steven Johnson. Terry, he sounds pretty confident. I mean, he
does.
He kind of knows. He's like, hey, I'm new out here. I'm just trying to learn everybody. But, you know, he's doing what he has to do. He's out here leading the race right now.
So Sam, maybe kind of the commentator cursed as we was talking about him a little bit. Joshua Rutherford, the hammer came down and gave Joshua Rutherford this EOL. Says that he hooked the 13 car.
And you know what, Terry? I mean, we gotta say it. The hammer doing his job and doing it well.
He is. He definitely is. Garrett Rainey, everybody. He is our in race control. He calls it like he sees it, and he does a heck of a job for the league. Did the Dutchman squeeze by? Well, let's take a look here.
Yeah,
Where is the Dutchman?
We're showing the lone Dutchman here, Phil Van Fleet, in 33rd, almost 10 laps down.
So, yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Philip, but he's still on track. Again, points, Sam.
Well, that's just it. I mean, if we take a look at timing and scoring, his last pit stop, he was on pit road for only 5 seconds. But before that, he was on pit road for quite a while, so must have had some pretty heavy damage. You see the rear end crinkled on that number 89 machine, but again, out here trying to get as many points as he can. We're getting ready to come back to the green flag here, Terry.
That 11 car, Steven Johnson, still leading the pack here. Look who came back up to the front to play. It's the 22, Brad Collins. And somebody we have not talked about, the 21, Brian Zimmerman. Zimmy up there in third place at the moment.
Now, Zimmy is somebody, like you said, we haven't talked a whole lot about, but I do want to point out he is pretty good at these restrictor plate tracks. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him in the rest of the race here, but don't count out that number 38 either, because he's been up near the front pretty much this whole race.
And we got the 5, Corey Rutherford. He found his way up here in that CJR graphics machine.
Yeah, Corey Rutherford up there in the top 5. He's trying to make something happen there for Work in Progress Racing.
Whoa, look at here. I see the black 4s. Tanner Marr, he has made his way to the front.
Oh, everybody kind of wiggling around right now. Nobody knows
3
who they want
wide
to go
up
with.
front, Sam.
Yeah, it looks like Brad Collins stepped out to try to go around Steven Johnson. I don't think the 38 wanted to go with the 22 now because he's leaving him out to dry.
Brad Collins now going backwards. He does not want to do that.
New race leader, Brian Zimmerman.
We still got, 34 laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go nowhere. We are not over by any means.
Yeah, and we still have at least one more pit stop. 2x2 here, going into turns 1 and 2, 35 laps to go. Steven Johnson leads the outside lane. Brian Zimmerman leads the inside lane. Corey Rutherford up there inside the top 5, having a great race. Don't count out the 38. And how about that number 9 car who's right there up inside the top 5?
Yeah, Nick Aki in that 9 car, we bust his chops because he doesn't show up a whole lot. But here he is showing that, you know what, boys, I'm back. I'm going to race. And he is doing it.
So I do want to point out, we had somebody in chat, Terry, ask, how is the famous Mark Arthur? Well, Mark from Maryland, he's back there in 15th position. I mean, damage to that race car, Terry, but it doesn't look like it's hurting him all that much.
Yeah, if Mark can tuck up, like I said, right now he's trying to tuck up underneath that 83, that'll help out. And if he gets somebody behind him pushing, that car's going to be like brand new, just as long as he has somebody in front and behind. Now, we know Mark is not from Maryland, but it's a running joke that we have. So
yeah, it kind of started on the TNA Shop Talk, ladies and gentlemen, which, by the way, tomorrow night, if you got nothing going on, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Shop Talk on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Be sure to check them out.
We talk about everything under the sun. You want to talk about fishing? We'll talk about fishing. We don't care.
So, Terry, you pointed it out. I'm going to shout him out one more time. He's another broadcaster here on True Sim Productions, currently running in 6th, 3rd on the inside lane. That's 4-car Tanner Moore.
Yeah, I said earlier, Tanner squeaked his way through everything, and now he's up here in the top 10.
Not only that, your pick, Paul Ellison, Terry.
Yeah.
I've got to point that out. He's up there inside the top 10 as well. Clean race car, too.
The 8-car of Amanda Sherman back in 17th. Her car does not look all that bad.
Yeah, she definitely has some front-end damage. I think she's going to be a better pusher than she is going to be a leader with that front-end damage right now. She's got Cody Gibson right behind her in 18th there, and then Corey Sherman back there in 19th.
Nice little push out of 38 of Ed Boyles on to Steven Johnson. Pushed him back to the lead just for a little bit. As that 21, Zimmy's getting pushed by the 5 of Corey Rutherford.
Yeah, but if you notice, Corey isn't really all over the back bumper of that 21 car like we've seen earlier in the race from other guys. Corey, I mean, right there, he gives him a little shot, trying to keep him out near the front. But right now, you still got 32 laps to go, right? You know there's another pit stop coming. We've had a few cautions. Some of these guys realize, hey, we got to calm down a little bit. Got to make it to the end.
Yeah, pit stops, you mentioned, Sam. Probably about, 102 to 105 if we can keep this thing green.
Well, you figure, Terry, you said the field window was about 20 to 25 laps?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So you want to at least get to 24 laps to go. Then you know you can make it. But the other question is, are we going to have a green-white checkered? So you got to make sure you have enough fuel for that as well.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we talked about that charity race last night, and we was at Talladega, we had to go through 2 green-white checkers at the end of that race. So, I mean, anything's possible on a super speedway.
Seeing word out in chat. Mullet Music Productions, that's Josh Rutherford saying the number 64 car. Broken tie rod. We'll get it fixed and get back out there, but many laps down.
Also see out in chat, somebody asked about Kyle the Wildman Wellman in that 42 car. He's right now running in 28th, 4 laps down. He got caught up into a little mess early in the race. He's just fighting to stay out there and gain him points for the end of the season.
Yeah, remember at the beginning of the race there, he also had electrical issues under that 42 car. Had to bring it down pit road before the race even started, and that set him back a good 4 laps. Steven Johnson in the 38 of Ed Boyles maintain the top lane. We're going to go side by side here. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, back live here. Awesome again, that side-by-side, man. As you was watching that side-by-side, everyone, you notice that outside line only has about 6 or 7 cars on it, but that outside line is holding their own with this bottom line, as Steven Johnson is still your race leader with Nick Aki and that 9 car been pushing him.
Yeah, there was a few drivers there. I just want to point out they were up here near the front, and while we were under that commercial break, they have kind of slotted back in line and dropped down to the bottom line. I mean, 24 laps to go. We're going to start seeing pit stops here very shortly.
Well, a couple things I want to mention, Sam. As we talked about the number 9 car, the 9 car didn't even qualify. He started dead last. Here he is running second place. Now, up to the high side, behind the 32 car is Dalton Kilrow in the 41 car. Remember, Dalton got an EOL about mid-race through, and here he is up here battling now, but he's got his teammate, the number 1 car, Ty Morosco, pushing him.
Ty Morosco, he has some right rear damage on the number 1, too.
Yes, he does. It just makes it more aerodynamic that way on the sides.
Well, Dalton's pushing Poliski, and the thing that kind of shocked me a little bit, Terry, is that Rutherford really didn't try to get linked up with his teammate of Poliski here.
No, he didn't. But, Poliski's been up front here, oh, man, for quite some time, racing around here with Steven Johnson and Ed Boyles and all these guys. One thing I do want to mention real quick, set driver of the 71 car, Chris Legou, he loaded her up on a hauler heading back to Vermont to get that thing switched out and head over to Sonoma, California for next week's race at the road course. So nothing's really changing here. As I'm scrolling back on through, nobody is causing any issues anywhere. Everybody seems to be minding their own P's and Q's right now, Sam. Still got Steven Johnson in that 11 car. We seen him on camera. He was just a big old push out of the 41 on Poliski on a 32. Maybe trying to push Poliski up around that 11 car. So that's going to make me wonder if Poliski wouldn't drop down in front of the 11 if he gets the chance and leave the MFRD guys up there alone.
Yeah, we just got to watch how much they're pushing here. Remember, Terry, we've had 2 incidents now where a hook has gone wrong, or a bump has gone wrong, I should say. And these guys are, like I said, they just start getting more racy and racy as these laps wind down.
As the front cars go past the 10 car of Taylor Butcher Benjamin has a lap car right now. Taylor Butcher Benjamin is showing 2 laps down in the 27th position. The one thing about these cars, they do get hot. They will blow up. So you'll see these guys sneak out beside each other, back and forth, trying to cool these things down so they can keep pushing. as Polisky dropped down in front of the 11 of Steven Johnson to take over the. Whoa!
Oh, Steven Johnson's going to go around.
Big wreck.
Oh,
nope.
man.
Does he hold it?
That was a great save, but that is not good for him. No caution yet.
Steven Johnson in that 11 car has to work his.
Man.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, Terry. I'm just that my reaction there kind of says it all. We talked to Steven. Newcomer was just happy to be out in front. Try and learn everybody in this field. Let's see if we can't get a replay of that.
Okay.
So it looks like Polisky might have just got a little too low there. Clipped that apron, slowed him up a little bit. Steven tried to check up, created a chain reaction, nowhere to go.
Man, Steven Johnson done an awesome job holding that 11 straight, getting her turned around and getting her back out on track. Did not cause a caution. That is awesome out of him. I was hearing some chatter back in midfield, but I looked back, I didn't see nothing going on, Sam. So we'll just keep going on up here with Dalton Kilroy right now in that 41 car leading us back.
Well, now everybody's starting to single file out up here near the front. You got Polisky with his teammate now right behind him there, third and fourth. And you see it, Terry. Everybody just big single file line.
So, we're at lap 102 right now. So, pit stop's going to be happening.
If they don't come this lap, it's probably going to be in the next two.
As of right now, I haven't heard one driver call out.
Oh, man. What's going on, man? Everybody checked up right there.
Oh, man, 73 just about took out Zimmy in that 21 car. I don't know what the 73 was doing there.
I have no idea what just happened right there.
Wow.
Maybe we can get a replay. I'm going to see if we can't get a replay on that.
I mean, everybody held their own and kept it going.
Oh, it was another Corey Rutherford now. He got on the apron a little bit, and that checked everybody up. So the same thing that happened to Polisky just happened to his teammate Rutherford there coming out of turn 4.
Wow. If I'm not mistaken, Sam, and I hope I didn't hear this right, but it sounded like the 88 of Jamie Walker said he was parking it. I am on Jamie Walker right now. He is coming down to pits.
Oh, that race car's clean. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe something going on underneath the hood of that car.
And the way he just pitted, let's see what he does. He's just pitted then. That's all it was.
Everybody else still single file. We got 17 laps to go here at Daytona.
Jamie Walker. Yep, he's pushing her back to the hauler, Sam.
So something going on underneath the hood of that number 88 machine.
Alberico, Ed Boyles, Fred Thompson, they're all starting to do their pits.
Here we come,
right
Terry.
Now. No! Where is Ty Barrasco going?
Oh, Casey Campbell gets
Ellison
into the 55 of Ellison. That takes out Rutherford, and it is a parking lot on pit road.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, man. Now that's the product of pitting with everybody right there. We hear it a lot from certain drivers where they try not to pit with the whole pack like that.
Wow. That's the dangers.
I don't know.
Gilroy.
Go ahead, Terry. I'm going to try to see if I can get a replay on that. So I know Paul Ellison was involved.
Dude, Dalton Kilroy's coming out by himself. This is going to hurt.
So we're going to get another look at this. Casey Campbell just comes in pit road way too hot. Gets into the 55 of Ellison, into the 5 of Rutherford. I think Tanner Marr lucked out right there. And a few other drivers did as well. I don't know, man. The Hammer's going to have his word cut out for him on that set of pit stops.
Well, I'm just wondering if Casey Campbell, maybe he didn't know all these other drivers were going to pit at the same time. But, man, the one car in the back of the 41 giving Dalton Kilroy a big old shove.
So here's the thing. This is your top three, everybody. Dalton Kilroy, Ty Morosco, and Andy Poliski. 1, 2, 3. The next car is in fourth position. That's Brian Zimmerman, 5 seconds behind these guys. But, hey, if they can get formed up back there, they're going to run them down. But in 15 laps, it's going to take a minute.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching behind Zimmerman with Thompson, Boyles, Arthur, the 7 of Gibson. These guys need to get one by one and catch up to these lead drivers.
It's going to be 14 laps to go when they cross the stripe. Dalton Kilroy, your race leader. He's got Ty Morosco, his teammate, right behind him in second. Andy Poliski holds on to third. Brian Zimmerman, 5 seconds behind Dalton Kilroy, running in fourth. He's got the wild man right on his back bumper, and teammate Larry Bell there.
Yeah, Thompson hanging out on that outside of that 76. These guys have got to get single file, man, if they want to do anything with these front three drivers.
Yeah, I mean, they got to get formed up. They got to get nose to tail and really eliminate these gaps that they have in between them right now, or they're not going to go anywhere.
I mean, we're lapping at 107 of 120. They don't have time to be messing around. 12, 13 laps.
No. But, I mean, anything can happen yet, Terry. We could have a caution near the back of the field. I mean, right now, Dalton Kilroy, Ty Morosco, those guys, they're pulling away from this pack, which is kind of blowing my mind right now. These guys have to get formed up.
And, Sam, I am listening to race comms. Nobody in this second group has said nothing about running straight line, get on top of each other, and let's get up to the front.
So right now, if I'm reading Ty Morosco and Dalton Kilroy's mind right now, they're just saying, guys, Ty, stay right on my back bumper and just keep pushing. 13 laps, breathe the car when you can, and just push, because they're still 5 seconds out. They're starting to lose time, though, to that second pack, Terry.
Yeah, they are. Slowly, but they are still over, 5 1/4 seconds. Brian Zimmerman in that 21 car is back here leading the second row, or leading the second pack, excuse me.
So the gap last time by was about a little over 5.5 seconds. Now has dropped down to about 5 seconds. So they gained 5/10 just in that lap, but man, 5 seconds is a big gap to close, man.
Absolutely.
12 laps to go. I mean, they have plenty of time to do it, but this right here, they got to stop that. They got to get in that line. Everybody's got to focus on that yellow line and just roll.
I think Larry Bell and Mark Arthur really need to get up behind Wellman just a little bit more. It caused that big old air bubble in between Wellman and Bell.
So we see out in chat what happened to Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll was involved on an accident earlier in the race. Almost looked like he was through it, had a little bit of damage, and then all of a sudden iRacing wanted to curse him and sent him up into the sky like a helicopter.
There you go. Zimmerman actually used part of the 2 car and the 27 car to get a little bit of air to try to close in this gap on these front three.
Yeah, but they got to get around these guys really quick and get formed back up, because all this did was break them up. I mean, they're under 5 seconds of a gap right now to these top three, but I mean, shout out to these top three, man. They are just working so well together right now.
So, Sam, with the way it's going right now, will Poliski try to break these two apart? Poliski can't really afford to jump out and try to go around the teammates. That just, I don't think it's going to work.
I mean, if I'm Poliski, if this other pack doesn't catch us and you got no other option, you might get third, you might get a win, you got to go for it, right? I mean, it's Daytona. It's the first race in Blazing Pedals. This is the biggest race of the year for us. You got to go for it.
Absolutely, but Ty Morosco just a little wiggle out of that one car, but It is not causing no problem whatsoever. 42 Wellman still trying to push Zimmerman up through here. That 43 of Bell really needs to get up behind that 42.
They all need to start working together here, man. You got Corey Sherman now pushing Cody Gibson, but they're just broken up. I mean, this is the problem. They have to get form back up if they want anything to happen.
Yeah, they got to take pride out of this right now and actually be a team out of these 5-6 cars in the back.
That's just it. It may not be your actual teammate, but, man, you got to work together if you want to win this race, because that gap to Dalton Kilroe and Ty Morosco and Andy Polisky, it's almost 6 seconds now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't look like a lot on your screen, but really it is.
Especially when you're equally going, 185 miles an hour around here, right? And this is the thing, everybody. Look at this top three. Polisky knows he's got to stay on the back bumper of Ty. Ty knows he's got to stay on the back bumper of Dalton. Look how formed up they are. They're not moving around. They're not wiggling. We go back to Brian Zimmerman, Kyle Wellman, and these guys, they're 2x2. This is only hurting them.
Absolutely. And you would think Zimmerman right now would be hollering at these guys to come on, let's get in line. Let's do this. I mean, we ain't got but 7-8 laps to go here, Sam.
We're at 7 laps to go right now, Terry. Next time by for the leaders, it's going to be 6. They're running out of time, man.
Maybe they're thinking better now. The 7 car of Gibson drops down behind the 43 of Bell. Sherman stays behind the 7.
That's
maybe
their best bet.
I think they're too late, though.
Yeah, I think the move was too late. Now, I mean, if they can get Mark Arthur up behind Corey Sherman, and this is the thing, key up, say something. Guys, stay in line. We can catch them. We have to work together here.
Right now, Zimmerman was 184, and right now 187 is out of Dalton Kilroe. So, they're running a couple 3 mile an hour faster than that second group with only 3 cars.
That second group, though, is starting to close. The time is starting to shrink now that they're in a line. But here's the thing. Look at the gaps between Bell and Gibson. You got to close those gaps. I mean, you can't push the pusher, but you got to get tighter.
Now's not the time to be scared.
No, being scared went out the window 4 laps ago. It's time to. It's been time to go. Gap's starting to shrink now, Terry. It's under 5 seconds. 6 laps to go.
It's going to take a heck of a run out of this back pack. The 6, 7, 8 cars. It's going to take a heck of a run for them to catch Dalton Kilroe, Tom Roscoe, and Andy Polisky.
Here's the thing, Terry. I'm sorry. I got to go on the cockpit cam here of Brian Zimmerman. Going into turns 1 and 2, we saw it on the camera. He could just barely see them. They're getting closer. It's just I don't think that he's gonna have enough time unless we get a caution.
Sam, we're back over 5 seconds again.
Yeah, these guys up front, they got more cars to work with them here. Because now Nick Okier is back up in the mix with his teammates and Polisky, and you got Dakota Todd and Fred Thompson. They got more cars now to push them. I don't know. I think this race is pretty much over unless something happens up front.
Kyle Wellman was up there behind that 21, bumping him, just trying to make him get faster. But again, 3-4 laps to go. It's too late.
Well, we're coming up on some lap traffic. Josh Rutherford tries to go to the bottom side. Donald Bennett stays up to the top side.
Dalton Kilroe with an EOL about lap 68 had a caution caused on him. Right now is our race leader. Now, will Ty try to pass him?
Yes.
Okay.
Ty hasn't won a race in Blazing Pedals yet. Ty's going to go for it.
Okay.
Ooh, took a peek right there.
Yep, or just letting her air out a little bit maybe, Sam.
Those guys just lost more time, Terry. Back to Brian Zimmerman. It's 5.1 seconds. This is the battle for the win right here, ladies and gentlemen. Dalton Kilroe, Ty Morosco, and Andy Polisky unless something's going to happen. That second pack is too far behind to make anything happen now in 3 laps.
Watching Poliski a minute ago, I was watching Ty and Poliski. The one car kept going up and up and up, and I know I've done it before. I would have snuck up underneath him, make him either lose that spot, or Ty or Dalton would have to move up to the top and grab Ty.
So 2 laps to go. They're starting to catch him a little bit. It's 4.7 now, but I think it's too late.
I think Poliski's actually backing off a little, Sam.
He's trying to figure something out right now. That's exactly what that 32 car is trying to do.
I mean, it's way too early yet for him to get that run.
I don't know if he's going to have enough of a run to maybe get past 2 cars, but I think we're going to see something wild here. Is Ty Morosco going to go for it, or is Poliski going to go for it coming out of turn number 4? Dalton Kilrow bringing him to the line. It's going to be white flag in the air presented by Priority Auto. Who's going to take it home? Next flag's going to end it. Doesn't matter if the caution flag or the checkered flag flies first. Poliski hangs back. Ty Morosco takes a peek. Everybody's going for it, Terry. Teammates are out the window. Here we go.
So who's the 63 going to help?
This is going to be interesting. Poliski's got to run. Goes to the high side of the racetrack. Ty Morosco's trying to block him down the back straightaway. Ty drops back down behind his teammate. Well, Dakota Todd pushed Poliski to a win. He's trying to get a run here. Out of turn number 4. Oh, they're going to side draft. They're going to bang the doors a little bit. There goes Ty. I don't know. Is Poliski going to have enough? Down to the line, I think Dalton Kilrow might hang on to it. Dalton Kilrow is going to win the first race here with Blazing Pedals. Andy Poliski comes home second. Ty Morosco third. Brian Zimmerman fourth. Cody Gibson gets a top 5. Larry Bell bringing it home 6th with Sherman. Corey Sherman 7th. Mark Arthur 8th. Corey Rutherford 9th. Paul Ellison rounds out the top 10.
Shoo, Sam, I'm sure you sit on your edge just like I was on this one.
I don't know what happened there. I thought Dakota was really going to give Poliski a shot. I mean, and you can't blame Andy, man. He went for it. He did exactly what he needed to do. He had no help, and he just saw a run and took it.
Great job out of Dalton Kilrow coming back from an EOL and having to work his way through this field of 30-some-odd cars to win this race. Andy Poliski, again, is in that 32 car, takes second. Time Roscoe, and the 1 takes third. And Sam, what do you think about a quick one real quick, and we'll come back and talk to these drivers?
Well, we can let Dalton do his burnout first.
Well, yeah, okay. We'll let the 41 do his burnouts.
Terry's trying to go to bed already, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
He said, all right, race is over. Time to go.
Yeah, time to go.
So MFRD, though, doing a good job again here tonight. They got 1-2 last night in the charity race. They're getting first and third here tonight. Great way to start off the season for Dalton and Ty. But Dalton Kilrow bringing it home. As Terry said, he got an EOL at the beginning of the race. But going to go ahead and bring home the win here tonight. Starting off that season right.
You deserve it, Dalton. Burn it down, buddy.
No, you don't. Just kidding, Dalton. So just for everybody that knows, we always give Dalton a lot of BS there in Discord and stuff. So, but congratulations, Dalton. That was a great race. And that just shows you, everybody, real quick before we take this commercial break. That's what these races are going to do. I mean, we had no cautions. The pit road messed things up, and top 3 just walked away with it.
Well, I just happened to see out in chat, Tim Habiak's out there. Hey, Tim, glad you guys can make it, man. Next week, we're at Sonoma, everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dalton Kilrow is going to burn it down. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, post-race interviews. Stick around.
and sit down.
Back live here on True Sim Productions, and me and Terry have actually just got our way down to pit road, but I'm catching up with our third place finisher. That's Ty Morosco in the number one. He won last night in the charity race, almost brought it home tonight. Ty, what could you have done different? I know you were going to leave Dalton out to dry there.
Honestly, I think I should have backed up to Poliski. Poliski had the run with the lap cars coming behind us. In hindsight, I would do that. There was a couple of laps before I was trying to test going high in turn one, just running high, and then getting the run down the back, and it worked. But Dalton kind of blocked it, and then after that, I was kind of just fighting, and then me and Poliski got together. But hey, we're so out in front, it didn't matter. I came back in third. MFRD won in first place and third place, and I won last night. Wish I can come home with it tonight, but I'll take a third place finish definitely.
Yeah, you can't complain about it at all, especially with this new points format, which is what I wanted to ask you next. I mean, does this give you momentum going into Sonoma next week?
Yeah, definitely does. I think the new point format, I mean, it would have been nice to win. It's like a big jump between winning and not, but you know, the bonus points, the adjustments we made, I think that was really good. I was actually one that was mentioning that and preaching in the off season, like, hey, we need to fix the bonus points because it would give us more point opportunities, especially with the big gap in points. But being in the top three, definitely giving someone momentum going into Sonoma. Sonoma's a tough track, but if we can get as much points as we can out of there, we'll be flying this season.
All right, Ty. Hey, man, last thing, who you got to thank on that number one for coming home third tonight?
Yeah, I definitely want to thank Michael Falk, MF Racing Designs. Beautiful cars he puts out on the track. You know, I'm sure he's jumping for joy. Dalton winning, and then me coming home in third. We were strong all night again, just like last night. MFRD was pretty strong. So, but I also like to thank Savage Edge, TSP, DGR Graphics, Butt Kicker. Obviously, I want to shout it out again to the Haybeat family, and it was really, you know, it was really shocking what we could do last night for them, and you know, I'm so happy we could do that.
All right, man. Well, hey, congratulations again on third place, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
And that was a driver of the number one, Ty Morosco, coming home in third place. And Terry, I believe you're catching up with our second place finisher, Andy Poliski.
Yeah, I'm here with Andy. Andy, heck of a race out of that 32 car, man. You started 21st, worked your way up through there, got through some of these accidents. Walk us through your race.
I was just trying to, buy my time and get to the end, working with my teammates at Work in Progress and the MFRD guys. Knew, if we could get to the end, we could have possibly something for it. So, after that last pit stop, once we came out in third, I knew we had a chance, but it was going to be tough.
Well, at any time here in the last 1 to 2 laps, was you looking to trade me try to get around teammates, the 41 and the 1, or were you content being in third there at that time? You finished second.
I was content up until the last lap, running third. When I saw the lap car starting to catch us, I knew that was really the only way I was going to have a chance. So, when we took the white flag, I started to back up to them a little bit to try to get a run. Unfortunately, just didn't quite pan out. Kind of stalled out as soon as I got beside Ty there. I kind of hate that I got into him a little bit, but happy for the second and on to the next week.
Well, Bud, you had a great second place finish. I mean, points. I know you was with us a little bit last season, but the way the points run now, I mean, you need every point you can get. But anyway, we go to Sonoma next week, Bud, a road course. Who you got to thank on that car this week, buddy?
I thank my sponsors, Nissan Wichita Falls and CJR Graphics. They support me in a lot of different leagues, so great having them on the car. Everybody in the league, Savage Edge, Mullet Music Productions, MFRD, like I said, great league, great broadcast for you guys. So he said, hopefully next time we can bring it in first.
All right, man. We'll get you back down to your teammates there, and we'll see you next week at Sonoma.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
That was your second place finisher, Andy Poliski, in the number 32, and a great finish out of him. Great way to start the season. And Terry, thank you for talking to him. I'm catching up with our winner here on the front straightaway. It's Dalton Kilrow climbing out of that number 41 machine. And Dalton, we got to ask you, you think Ty was sticking with you? We know what he said, but we got to know what you were thinking.
Well, I will say, regardless, it was great execution by all three of us to get out of the pits and maintain the gap we had to the rest of the field. So I knew once the white flag happened and we knew that the second pack wasn't going to catch us, all bets were off. So I was just kind of watching in the mirror. I knew Ty was going to try to get a run, or Andy was going to get a run, and then we had the lap traffic that was catching back up to us that played a little bit of a role in what was going on. So I mean, I didn't expect Ty to stay with me. I knew obviously we're teammates, but he's been on a roll, especially winning a charity race last night. And plus I've done enough winning. He hasn't won in BPL, so I was obviously I was gonna try, because why not? It's a win at Daytona, home track. But I'm just glad none of us truly wrecked and took ourselves out of the top three, and we were all able to at least cross the line 1, 2, 3, just maybe in a little different order than the other guys were hoping for.
Well, yeah, and that's something I wanted to point out. When you guys came out of the pits, you had about a 5-second gap. Now, they kept breaking up back there, and you guys did a great job in that top three, just staying nose to tail up there to the end. But you came home with the win. You made a good block there at the end on Andy. I know you had a little bit of a run, but you managed to stay out front. Gives you some momentum going forward in the season. What's your thoughts going to Sonoma next week?
And it's going to be I don't personally like that track, and there's plenty of reasons for that. We'll have to see exactly what kind of setup we're going to have. Hopefully it'll be something that's got at least a little bit of grip, and it's not sliding on top of the track surface. But we're all going to be in the same thing anyway, so we're all going to be dealing with the same crap, or we're all going to have the same cards to deal with. So we'll see. Hopefully I can keep the car on the black stuff and maybe get a top 5 out of it. Worst case scenario, a top 10. But I'll just take whatever I can get at this point.
All right, man. Well, hey, coming home with the win here tonight. First race of the season. Who you got a shout out on the 41?
I got to thank Daddy-O's Barbershop for being a longtime sponsor ever since, it's been 3-4 years now that they've been with me. Got to thank MF Racing Designs and everybody else on MFRD. Again, good execution by all of us tonight. Good working with the work in progress boys as well. Sucks that that last pit stop there was a little bit of a shake up entering pit road that took some of them out of contention, but still good execution for pretty much for us, most of the night. I got to thank Priority Auto, Savage Edge Apparel, CGR Graphics, Mola Music Production, you guys for the broadcast. Everybody else at Blazing Pedals for making the league what it is, and everybody at home for tuning in.
All right, man. We'll get you back down there with your team so you can celebrate, and we'll see you next week at Sonoma.
The format, thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was your race winner, Dalton Kilrow. And Terry, any final words for our viewers?
No, not at all. I mean, awesome, good. I mean, really good race. We only had 4 cautions, Sam, through the night. So, awesome race last night with these. Tonight, I mean, with out of Daytona. I am getting tired, I guess. But on to Sonoma next week, heading to California for 66 laps.
And you heard it there. Everybody, I want to see you all back here next Sunday night and come out and race with us here on Sunday nights. It's been fun. This has been me and Terry up in the booth. Your race results are on your screen. We're going to get out of here, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one, everybody.